All right. Welcome to day one of SC2 Alliance 2022. All right. So we're going to start off with a quick exercise. What I'd like for you to do is find a comfy place. Ideally, you're either sitting or laying down, because I'm gonna have you close your eyes and do a little bit of visualization. All right. So go ahead and close your eyes if you will. So a lot of the alliance that I'm going to cover is mindset, and a lot of it is how to push. A lot of it is teaching you how to sell more Cutco. So again, if you got a spot, close your eyes, unless you're Quinn, probably. What I want you to think of first is visualizing writing up your first order of the push. So you do your you do your first demo, you make a sale. Who was your first demo with? You know who it is. It's today, right? Who's your first demo with? And what did they get? Did they get a like list? Did they get a homemaker, ultimate, starter set? Did you build a good connection with the person? Could you see talking to them again? How many recommendations did you get? What'd you give for free? If you gave something for free. Who's your next demo with? What'd they get? Did you have fun on the demo? Did they like you? How many recommendations did you get? Did you have a demo cancel or reschedule at all today? If you did, what'd you do? Did you take a nap? Did you hit the phones? Did you book another one to replace it? Did they reschedule? When did you reschedule them for? What do you feel like when you think about the biggest day of the push for you? What's the biggest day? What's the biggest day? How many demos do you have? How does it start? We're just visualizing right now. So everybody's just closing their eyes. What'd you do in the morning when you woke up? Did you work out? Did you walk? Did you get a coffee? Did you take a shower? Did you drive to the office? What time did you get there? What song was playing when you showed up? What'd you learn in the morning? How many demos did you book in the morning? How many demos do you have lined up for the day? What did you go 100% closing for the day? No sales, no cancels, no reschedules. Then we're talking about your best day. What's your best day look like? What do you sell? Do you sell $1,000? Do you sell $2,000? Do you sell 5? Some of the biggest orders I've ever heard of happened during the SC2 push. $8,000 order in Chicago a couple years ago. It was an $18,000 order by an individual person on one appointment. Did you alley-oop on the demo? Meaning you had a spot open or somebody rescheduled or canceled and someone else filled it in for you. You just asked them on Zoom, hey, could you call anybody that you think could hop on Zoom for 20 minutes with me? And they had their friend hop on Zoom, boom, instant demo, no phoning. Are you making 5 calls before, 5 calls after your demos? When you get to the SC2 conference, what's it like being up there on stage with 30, 40, maybe 50 people? Every $500 or every $1,000 that goes down, people give their push report and they go take a seat and you're still up there. How long are you up there for? Do you get to say your report on stage? Are you up there for a while? Are you in the top 20? Do you finish in the top 10 and get a medal? Or whatever it is. Maybe it's 7. I don't remember. What's it like giving your report on stage, a couple hundred people? How's that feel? Did you get a rock? How many demos did you end up doing for the push? How many orders did you have for the push? Did you have a comma paycheck? What number was in front of the comma? Was it a 1 or a 2 or a 3 in a week? How do you feel? Did you meet some new people? Did you get a Leadership Academy interview? What is it for you? You can open your eyes whenever you're comfortable. It's a rhetorical question, Carter. But how do you feel? And by the way, the answer might be, that was exciting to think about. It might have made you feel stressed out. It might have made you feel tired. You are entitled to feel however you want to feel. So one of the things that I like about the job is the people, right? And so yesterday you guys kind of saw this a little bit on right before I gave my final message, when Mike kind of spotlit a lot of the managers and said something nice about them or whatever. So I'm going to say something nice about each of you. David, I love that you just show up every day. There's no question that you're going to be here and you're going to be on time. And I think that's, admirable. And it's easy to say, oh, well, David's not, he's older, not in college is what I mean by that. And that's why. But everybody has to wake up and people choose when they wake up. And it's a very small thing, because if you worked at Walmart and you didn't show up on time, you're asked to get fired. But it's a big thing, and it's very noticeable, and you always just come into stuff with an open mind. And I love that. I love that you are, from what I can see, in a great relationship with your wife. I love that she supports you a ton, and I'm really excited for the push for you and for your future. And that is a bright ass Kiwi shirt. I like that too. We called everybody this morning to make sure that they were awake. And you're the only person I didn't call because I was like, you'll be there. And David was here before me, actually. Sarah, what I love about you is that you moved 5 hours away to be in this office. And a lot of you don't know some of the background of the story. And now is not necessarily the time I'm going to dive super far into it. But, you know, Sarah was supposed to be my sales manager this summer in the St. Louis South office, which, you know, we worked virtual all of last summer. There was no in-person anything. And so the first time I think I met Sarah was at SC2, I want to say. The phone jam, the all-day phone jam was the first time I met Sarah. And she'd already been working for 2 months, right? It's kind of weird. except for those of you that I haven't met, which I think is only Raiden. And I love that you trusted me and you trusted the process. And it's Lindsay was texting me during the conference yesterday about something about you, just how cool it is to see how much you've grown. I think it was right after your talk or whatever. It was cool to see you give a talk yesterday, and you're just growing so much, and I love working with you. Jack Attack. Jack, I love that you love running training. I love that you think you're better than me at some things in the business. I love how much you've grown. One of the conversations I always think back to was when I remember I was pacing around my room, and this is at some point in I want to say it was before winter break, your first, when you first started. And we talked about what you wanted out of just, you know, the future career position, whatever. And you just talked about what you liked about this was just like the growth and this, that, and the other. And I think that was the minute where I was like, huh, he could be a great assistant manager. And I think I told you that, or I may have even told you you could be a great branch manager or something like that. But I remember that, I don't remember the words of the conversation, but I remember like where I was at. I remember the timeline-ish. And then it's just funny how everything, you know, fell into piece. I love that you came back, or I guess you didn't go anywhere, but that you amped things up, not, you know, the previous spring to this one. I love that you also trusted me in a lot of the things that I gave you advice on. Jack thought it'd be a good idea to bartend on a Saturdays his first summer as an AM. I told him, I don't really give a shit what you do outside of the office, but you're going to hate it and you're going to be really tired. And he lasted 1 week, maybe just 2. I love that you're super close with your family. I love that you are super committed to the things that you want to be committed to. And I love how much you're growing and how, you know, everybody in your team loves you. I love that you were number 1 yesterday at the conference, and you're a blast to work with too. And I love that we pulled off the impossible football throw around the pool, and that took 37 tries, and Sarah videoed. We'll have to, maybe we'll show that someday, the lines, something like that.
So you should post on TikTok. Go viral. It might. It might go viral. You'd be surprised. It's pretty clean.
All right, I gotta keep rolling. I'm gonna go a little bit quicker because I want to do a couple other things before we finish up. Isaac, I met you yesterday, but it's always fun seeing somebody that sells 10,000 their fast start. I love that you said you only have one suit or dress or something, whatever we were talking about yesterday, but you can tell that you have style. And I think that's fun. I love that you're not in school, not to sound contradicting for those of you that are in school, but that we could be working together for a really long time. I love that you had a 10K fast start, and then the next day you were like, all right, let's do the SC2 push. And that was like if you saw that yesterday, I think it was Lindley that did that. And then she sold another 10,000 for the push or whatever. Yeah, and you're very much yourself. So I love that about you too. Denver. Denver, you were in one of the first training classes of the summer. And I love that Sarah is like your, Cutco mentor. And I love that you just keep showing up and you keep chipping away at, your individual goals. And I love that you went to the SC1 conference and got to see everything, all the crazy Cutco people on a big stage. And I love that you're going to SC2 and you're going to get to experience the exact same thing. And I love that I've never heard you ever complain. I think that's awesome. So thanks for being you. Carter, what I love about you is Carter had a tough, not that Jack didn't, but Carter had an interesting transition this spring too. What I love is that Carter's actually from the furthest away from anybody. Carter's from Minnesota. And I love that you moved for the summer. I love that you're so invested in the new Frontier division. I love that you can't not know that you're in a room because you're loud and your laugh is obnoxiously fun. And I love that you're set on what you want. And I'm really excited to be along the ride to help you get there. And I'm really excited to see what you do for the push, because I've never seen Carter sell Cutco before. Not that I'll see you sell Cutco, but never, you get the point. So thanks for being you. All right, Michaela, I love that. Holy shit, I don't even know how you're still here in the nicest way possible. Michaela's first day of training, she was, I don't even know how to describe this. She was not feeling the room this many people, right? The loudness and all that of training. And she did basically Zoom training in one of the other offices and has just continued to warm up into, who you are. I love that you're super committed to, yourself and your soccer team. And you're very much just like, this is what I like, and this is what I want to do. And I think that's awesome. And you're also like one of the nicest people that, I've ever met. Whenever you show up to the office, I'm like, Michaela's here. Right. And it puts a smile on my face. So I love working with you. Hunter Cooper, I love working with you. You're one of the goofiest people that I've ever met in my life. You drive me crazy and also make me excited in so many short periods of time that I don't know if I've ever experienced that before. And I love that you're just a blade slinger. I love that our first convo, I think one of the things you told me, you're like, I'm going to sell $50,000, or he might've said 200 grand for all I know this summer, whatever it was. I was like, this kid's on crack. I've never met him before. He was at like, I don't know, 12,000 in sales or something. He's like, I'm selling 300 grand this summer or whatever it was. That's what it felt like when he said it. He probably said like 50K, which you might actually sell 50K this summer. Which is really exciting. And I think everybody looks up to you a ton in the office. The thing I love about you the most is that you're just like very authentically yourself and just such a goober. And I don't know anybody that doesn't love you. So thanks for being you. I think Ty might be at work, so I don't know if she can hear all this, but there she is. Here's number one thing. I told Ty she didn't need to be on this. It's like, I'll send you the recording because she literally works at 7 a.m. every day. I was like, all right, but hey, Ty, I love that that's example one, that you're here and you don't need to be here. I love that you made some really good friends on the team. I love that you're always, yourself around the office. I love that you're constantly getting better at the job. And I think you're just inches away from things exploding for you. So thanks for always showing up. Thanks for being a leader in the group me. And oh, I thought she just got kicked off right there. Hunter has an 8 a.m. demo. I'll touch on that here in a second. But Ty, thanks for being you, and I love working with you. Nani, thanks for actually, I'm not gonna say thanks, but what I will say is I loved that you got to give a message yesterday. And I love that, you and Jack developed a just quick boom, boom, boom working relationship. I think it was like your third day on the job. And he's like, I think I'm gonna have my first 10K fast starter. And just to be super transparent, most branches don't have many, if any, 10K fast starters. I think when I ran a branch, I had one person do 5K from in their fast start. And you just kind of set the bar for your office. And I love that you got promoted to an assistant manager after 5 weeks. You remind me a lot of this girl named Jessica Reese, who I think it was my first DM summer. I needed another AM. I had 3. I fired one, and then I was like, I need somebody new. And she sold 10,000 her first 10 days. And then I was like, if you sell 3K this week, you're an AM the next week. And that's basically what she did. And then she just field trained our whole office the entire summer. And she did the demo on day 3 of training, the whole demo review, and she would run Rising Star every week. And I see a lot of that in you. And by the way, she sold 38,000 her first summer too. So, and thanks for being you and just kind of, trusting the process. All right. Last but not least is my dude, Quinn. Quinn, I love that you came to SC1 and what? It was thanks for letting me know, but I knew that. It was one of those things where I was gonna pretend like I forgot Raiden was there and then keep going, and then you guys spoiled it, but it's whatever. Quinn, I love that you came to SC1 and you kind of got to see the bigger picture of things. I love that Muriel knows who you are. I don't think Muriel knew who I was until I was branch manager. So I don't know if you guys know this, but we talk about our office and people that are gonna be on the alliance and stuff like that. And I said Quinn's name. He's like, oh, Quinn. Yeah, I liked him. Because I don't know if it's because it's his son's name too, but I think you made an impact with him at the conference. And I love that you keep trucking away and keep showing up, and you've had some ups and you've had some downs, and you're just somebody that I think this push is really gonna just bust you out of your shell. And I'm really excited for you. So thanks for being one of the consistent Zoom people that we have that lives far away, because I know it's not probably as the same, call it, whenever you can come to Kansas City, we would love to have you. All right, so that's it. All right, so Raiden, hey man, what I love about you is you're the first training class legit of the summer, even though it was everybody was still in school, I think. Raiden, we ran a Zoom training one-on-one. CJ was ran parts of it. I'm gonna be honest with you, I did not want to run training for one person. When it was Raiden on the day, whatever it was, 1 or 2, I was like, God, I don't want to do this. Because I could do a lot of other things, and you could have also, but I was like, hey, if I'm gonna be here, let's do this thing. And I think that one of the things that I think was really funny was just, and then I love is that your family is very involved, around you, being as that you live at home. Obviously, maybe you don't, I don't know if you love that or not, but I remember the first day of training, or the second day of training when we were phoning, Raiden's dad came out behind him. and started talking to him, and you just have no idea what someone's saying to somebody on Zoom. And so I was like, I wonder if he's like, why the hell are you calling, our friends or whatever. And I think he was just saying, I think he was giving Raiden phoning tips, and he was like drinking a Busch Light in the background. It was super funny. And I love that you're the #1 rep in the office for the summer, and you're just somebody I can always count on to be there. If there was another David, so to speak, for being on time, it's just you're always there. I feel like you have to say something once to you, whereas for other people they might need to hear it 4 or 5 times. And I love that about you, that you're constantly growing, and I'm really excited for your future with us as well. So my goal each day is not to do that, by the way, but I'll do it here and there. But my goal each day is that we can kind of get to the phoning part at about 8, right? So couple of quick things. I want to review the alliance agreement really quick. I'm going to give you like a tip or two, and then I got a quick, well, it's not really quick, but I got a video for you. So the one thing I wanted to share with you about the alliance agreement. Let's see. So I've got some of you already have this. It's up on the wall also. Alliance agreement. All right. Here's Raiden's, for example. Okay. So I'm not going to go through every point every day, but y'all have a goal, right, during the push. And the reason we have everybody together, because I could easily have just, I want you to imagine this. I could have easily like just sent you recordings of old Alliance videos, right? And then been like, yeah, watch this and, do your thing. That's probably how some sales jobs work, right? They're just like, yeah, do this. And that's called not having a culture, right? You're going to get really close with a lot of the people that we have on the Alliance. And I want you to help and support each other, throughout the push. Yesterday, we talked about like having a push buddy, or they talked about having a push buddy in one of the messages. I would find a push buddy, find somebody that's your competition, right? That you can check in with here and there. That doesn't mean not talk to your manager, but like, you can always have somebody that you can, rally ideas off of, so to speak. And just if you're going to be a push buddy, do your best to be a positive encourager. If you want to bitch to somebody about something, do it to me, or do it to Jack if he's your manager, right? So I'll do everything it takes to achieve my goal. If you exceed 15,000, it's either going to be me or Mike, but we're going to go to just a baller restaurant at the beginning of August. So I really hope that you guys all hit 15K, because I get the corporate card for that meal. So let's do it. I'll strive to do 4+ appointments every day during the push. I recognize that by doing 60+ appointments during the push, I'm choosing a realistic path that will give me a chance at blank. Raiden's is 20,000. I'll show up to all phone jams with at least 60 names and numbers to call. I won't leave a phone jam until I reach my goal, which is why we have the number of demos to call this AM, or number of demos. I'll share that with my manager before each phone session. So at 9 a.m. or probably like 8:55, I'd like for you guys to just give me a quick update. We'll do those phoning logs for those of you in person. For those of you on Zoom, I'll just have you fill out the spreadsheet at the end with how many demos you booked and then when you got them for, because I'm constantly just going to be updating this thing, WebPI, because I can always see how many demos we have for the team, and that helps us project where we're going to be at for the day. I'll be at all phone jams on Saturdays and Sundays with at least 200 names and numbers. I commit to phoning the entire time, knowing each hour is different. I'll attend the daily Alliance meeting at 7:15 a.m. I'll wake up on time and be 5 minutes early. I'll wake up ready to make calls with at least 50 names. I'll show up ready to complete the same day demos that I book. I'll have a great attitude at every meeting. I'll call the office after every appointment during the push. Here's what I'll say on that. Why don't you just try that out for today? Just call, unless you can't because whatever, you're super behind, but just check out with your manager, check out by manager, just call me. Just to check out after your appointments, just for today. And then, at some point it might just be at the end of the day or, whatever, but, just so I can kind of give you some of a kick start until you get into the routine. Right. I think some of you, we might needed to do wake up calls this morning for everybody, but my experience takes just a few days to get into a routine. I'll tell you this, I didn't get to bed till like midnight last night, partially because I went to the Royals game with my girlfriend's parents. They're leaving this morning, and I just couldn't fall asleep, probably because I was a little excited. And then I didn't sleep very well. I had a dream I was buying a house on my old street that I grew up on in Marion, Iowa. It literally made no sense. And I like woke up, I was all sweaty. It was like 5 a.m. and I didn't fall back asleep. And then I went to the gym for the first time in 2 weeks because I had COVID a week and a half ago, and I'm really weak and I suck. And this is great. So I don't know where I was going with that.
Waking up.
Oh, waking up. Yeah. Waking up and checking out after your demos. Sometimes you're going to need the encouragement. I'll force myself to be accountable. I'll have the rec approach, the close memorized for the push. I'll get you guys some Vector Connect talks. You can always just search them on Vector Connect 2 or do the podcast that's Changing Lives, Selling Knives podcast. When I struggle with adversity, I'll talk to my manager to help guide me. I'll maintain a positive attitude, demonstrate grit throughout the push. I won't bring any negativity to any people in the office. I won't complain or spread negative thoughts. I won't let up during the push. I won't give up on my goal. I'm fully committed to the entire push. I realized I wasn't screen sharing this entire time. Sorry about that. I promise to share any negative thought. I already talked about that. I look forward to seeing the magic happen in the last 4 days. Hopefully you guys are seeing that, as you heard some stories yesterday. It's what you want to focus on is just every day sprint. What can you do that day? And then fire yourself at night and then hire yourself the next morning. Cause you're going to have 5 big days. You're going to have 5 low days. You're going to have 5 kind of medium ones. And that's just kind of how it happens. And then I'm committed to the push as well too. Okay. So I think that's what I got. I was going to give you a big speech on if you're late, because I was anticipating people being late, but I don't think anybody's late. Don't be late. I'll just leave it at that. I've had to, ask people to not be on the Alliance before. I hate that it's for not waking up on time. I think that's the dumbest reason to not be on the Alliance. So that's what I'll say. I'll give you one freebie out of the 17. Everybody can have one freebie. Not meaning don't show up, meaning if you show up a minute late, I won't give you super hard time. All right, I got a video and then we're going to rip the phone. So as the video is playing, if you need to organize anything to get ready to hit the phones, we'll get started at 8-ish, 8:13.
I have a great time with my life and I want to share it. I love living. I think that's infectious. It's something that you can't fake. Greatness is not this wonderful, esoteric, elusive, God-like feature that only the special among us will ever taste. It's something that truly exists in all of us. It's very simple. This is what I believe, and I'm willing to die for it.
Yeah.
Period. It's that simple.
I know who I am, and I know what I believe.
I know who I am, I know what I believe.
That's all I need to know.
And that's all I need to know. So from there, you do what you need to do.
Yeah.
And I think what happens is we make the situation more complex than it has to be.
Because we're looking for complexity. There's got to be something complex to understand.
It can't be that easy.
No.
We didn't grow up with the sense that where we were was where we were going to be. We grew up with the sense that where we were almost didn't matter because
we were becoming
right. Something greater.
The separation of talent and skill is one of the greatest misunderstood concepts for people who are trying to excel, who have dreams that want to do things. Talent you have naturally. Skill is only developed by hours and hours and hours of beating on your craft.
I've never really viewed myself as particularly talented. Where I excel is ridiculous, sickening work ethic. You know, while the other guy's sleeping, I'm working. While the other guy's eating, I'm working.
There's no easy way around it. No matter how talented you are, your talent is going to fail you if you're not skilled. You know, if you don't study, if you don't work really hard and dedicate yourself to being better every single day, you'll never be able to communicate with people, with your artistry, the way that you want. So
the only thing that I see that is distinctly different about me is I'm not afraid to die on a treadmill. You might have more talent than me, you might be smarter than me, but if we get on the treadmill together, right, there's two things. You're getting off first, or I'm going to die. It's really that simple.
One summer, his dad tore down a brick wall on the front of his business and told 12-year-old Will and his 9-year-old brother to rebuild it, a job they said was impossible. It took them a year and a half, but they did it.
And he said, now don't you ever tell me it's something that you can't do. You don't try to build a wall. You don't set out to build a wall. You don't say, I'm going to build the biggest, baddest, greatest wall that's ever been built. You don't start there. You say, I'm going to lay this brick as perfectly as a brick can be laid. And you do that every single day.
And soon you have a wall.
And soon you have a wall.
You know, it's an idea that my grandmother always had, that, you know, if you're going to be here, then there's a necessity to make a difference. She always instilled the responsibility, the spiritual responsibility that you have to make every group you come in contact with better.
I want to do good. I want the world to be better because I was here. I want my life, I want my work, my family, I want it to mean something. And it's like, it has, if you are not making someone else's life better, then you're wasting your time. You know, like your life will become better by making other lives better. I want to represent an idea. I want to represent possibilities. I want to represent the idea that you really can make what you want. One of my favorite books is The Alchemist, Paulo Coelho. And that's just, I just believe that. I believe that I can create whatever I want to create. The first step before anybody else in the world believes it is you have to believe it. There's no reason to have a plan B because it distracts from plan A. I think that there's a certain delusional quality that all successful people have to have. You have to believe that something different than what has happened for the last 50 million years of history. You have to believe that something different can happen. Confucius said, he who says he can and he who says he can't are both usually right. Being realistic is the most commonly traveled road to mediocrity. Why would you be realistic? What's the point of being realistic?
Just put up a barrier.
Yeah, I'm going to do it. It's done. It's already done. The second I decide it's done, it's already done. So now we just got to wait for y'all to see.
It's unrealistic to walk in a room and flip a switch and lights come on. That's unrealistic. Fortunately, Edison didn't think so. It's unrealistic to think you're going to bend a piece of metal and fly people over an ocean in that metal. That's unrealistic. But fortunately, the Wright brothers and others didn't believe that. And it just seems like such a ridiculous idea to me to embrace the idea that it's not going to happen and that's not real for that to happen. As soon as you say it, now you just made that real. Our thoughts, our feelings, our dreams, our ideas are physical in the universe. That if we dream something, if we picture something, if we commit ourselves to it, that is a physical thrust towards realization that we can put into the universe. That the universe is not a thing that's going to push us around. That the world and people and situations are not something that are going to push us around. That we are going to bend the universe and command and demand that the universe become what we want it to be.
I study the patterns of the universe.
There's a redemptive power that making a choice has, you know, rather than feeling like you're at effect to all the things that are happening. Make a choice. Like, you just decide what it's going to be, who you're going to be, how you're going to do it. Just decide. And then from that point, the universe is going to get out your way. It's like, it's water. It wants to move and go around stuff, you know.
You know, there's a flow of the universe that I've grown to know just how to go with it. I realize that to have the level of success that I want to have, it's difficult to spread it out and do multiple things. It takes such a desperate, obsessive focus. You really got to focus with all of your fiber and all of your heart and all of your creativity.
I'm motivated by fear.
Fear.
You know?
Fear of what?
Fear of fear. I hate being scared to do something. And I think what developed in my early days was the attitude that I started attacking things that I was scared of.
It was Franklin Roosevelt said the only fear you have to fear is fear itself.
Absolutely.
Remember that?
Absolutely. Yeah. You can't be scared to die for the truth. The truth is the only thing that's ever going to be constant. Don't ever let somebody tell you you can't do something. Not even me. All right?
All right.
You got a dream, you got to protect it. People can't do something themselves. They want to tell you you can't do it. You want something, go get it. Period.
All right, let's do it. 8:14, 60 seconds. Get set up. Let's get ready to rip the phones, baby. Woo. You guys on Zoom, do you like music on the computer, or do you like it when I'm not playing music?
I like it when you play music.
I'm asking people on Zoom. Quinn says no music, I think. All right, cool.